Hi guys, Tracy Andos. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be diving into the 12th episode of Married at First Sight Australia. It's season 13. It's 2026 and it is a great season. Let's get started with talking about poor Christopher. I mean, he is so devastated and very defeated that his bride left in the middle of the night without saying anything to him or anybody else about her leaving. This is something that we are supposed to be seeing at a commitment ceremony. The end of the relationship, the explanation. I mean, everybody needs an explanation when their relationship ends. And she clearly didn't feel it was important enough to give it to him. She, I believe, feels like she's made it very clear. But it's just a respect thing, and he really likes her. And she liked him as a friend, at least. Give him that, right? The second dinner party is here, and there's some allegations that are being put out there that is going to absolutely split the couples into two sides. A steamy intimacy week is behind them all, and it's been very challenging for some, especially Chris and Brooke, but also for Steve and Rebecca. I mean, they haven't had a very good week either. Brooke has just left the experiment, and Chris is left brokenhearted. His princess is no longer with him, and he really thought or hoped that he could turn this around, but he couldn't, and he's just left to reflect on all of his mistakes. He's coming to terms with the end of his relationship, and he has a lot to work on. He's just lost. Mel is much more open to accepting Luke's compliments. His energy is light, and Mel is much more enjoyable to be around. I mean, this turnaround is probably the most incredible turnaround in the history of this experiment. Rachel is back, thank goodness, and after that kiss between her and Steven, it's a much lighter mood. She got what she needed, and I think he got what he wanted. Whether he's going to say it or not, I think he did. Beck and Danny are both feeling good, connected, and ready to take on the dinner party, so they think. Well, we'll see if Danny is just giving her what she wants, but not what he really wants. Steve was quite rude to Alessandra and to Rebecca, and he is actually just very unkind, arrogant individual, in my opinion. He's really showing his true signs. I think this is who he is at the core. Nobody is going to want to be matched with this man ever. He's going to have a hard time dating after this. I mean, I believe he has an incredible amount of work to do on himself, and he wouldn't really be authentically matched with anybody. He's just too much of a mess, in my opinion. I'm so happy the Mean Girl group, Chia and Brooke, have been dismantled, because it was just so destructive to the whole energy in the group. And they were really just awful together. The way they ganged up on Stella and Alyssa was just hard to watch. Chris is spinning out of control. His anxiety is off the charts. And it'll be interesting to see how he handles the other couples in his state. Scott and Gia arrive first at the dinner party, and there's an ease between them, like an old happily married couple. It's just really fun to watch. Steven and Rachel arrive holding hands. The kiss brought them closer together, and Steven doesn't feel uncomfortable sharing this. Danny and Beck arrive, and they really look nice together, settled, relaxed, just a total, complete different energy. Gia picks up her new partner in crime. Now that her buddy Brooke is gone, she decides to make nice with Beck, which I don't know why Beck would allow that. I mean, she's been really horrible to Beck, and If she takes the bait, I'm going to be so disappointed. Mel and Luke arrive hand in hand, and everybody is so excited about it, especially the experts, because we've never seen this between the two of them before. I mean, good for you guys. I love Mel 2.0, and I'm here for it. I hope she and Luke are able to form more than a friendship. It's looking good. Grayson and Julia seem much better today. We all wondered if they were ever going to get past the friend zone. Certainly Grayson wondered. He was really struggling with it. Rebecca's over it. She tried way harder than she should have. And Steve was disrespectful to her, disrespectful to Alessandra. I think just disrespectful to women in general. I think that's his MO. And she is mad at herself for putting up with it. She normally wouldn't do that. And not even for a moment. Rebecca was embarrassed for walking in alone, but really, she should be more embarrassed about walking in with that horrible man. The experts discuss Alessandra's time with the men, and she tells John and Mel that she was surprised at his stubborn, antagonistic behavior and how it was directed toward her. She is so polite, and that's not how I would have referred to him. He was not. Stella and Alyssa have been treated badly, and Rachel called out Gia and Becca. Becca's gonna pair up with Gia. I can see it. It's awful to watch, and she fell so easily into that trap. She can't see Gia is just using her. I hope she sees it soon. She can't see it yet. I'm embarrassed for Beck. Stella and Alyssa are very confident women. What's not to like? I mean, I imagine they're just jealous. I can't imagine what else it could be. David and Alyssa arrive absolutely glowing, both of them. And Gia doesn't like anyone prettier than her or more confident than her. And this is why she has a problem with Elisa and Stella. And Stella and Philippe can't help themselves. They come in just as happy as ever. I mean, pouring salt on Gia's wound. Steve joins the group, unfortunately. Too bad. I'm over his arrogant attitude, as is everybody, I'm sure. Poor Rebecca, she is so deflated. She can't even enjoy herself at this dinner party with him sitting next to her. Steve's entrance is sub-zero. Nobody really cares. Nobody's excited to see him. He's pretending he doesn't have a care in the world. Chris didn't want to go to the dinner party at all. It took quite a lot of courage. He's so heartbroken. He doesn't really want anybody to see that he's heartbroken. He doesn't want to talk about it. He just wants to learn from it. And I think that's great, but it is part of the experiment to talk on camera about your feelings, especially if there's a breakup like this. Can't pretend he isn't crushed, that Brooke doesn't feel the same way about him. He feels like he let his bride down. The women on the production line tell Chris women love a vulnerable man and don't support societal norms. Just be yourself and be authentic in your feelings, and everybody's going to love it. You're not going to look weak. They let him know that he should be able to express his emotions, and actually one of the most detrimental aspects of a male-female relationship, they don't want a man that's non-reactionary. They want a man, if they're emotional, that can react to that in a positive way and not run away or get angry or annoyed. It hurts our feelings. We want compassion, love, and understanding. And Chris is having a hard time understanding he has deep feelings for Brooke, or at least admitting to that. This is what heartbreak is. And maybe he's never had heartbreak in his life before. He's just not sure what these feelings are. It's pretty intense for him. I love a good dinner party as long as you are not the one on the chopping block. Chris arrives and he's probably surprised to get such a warm welcome. I mean, he's been so fixated on Brooke. I don't think he's really had time to build any really strong relationships with the guys. But now it's time to do that. They love him. They're there for him. They understand what he's going through. I just don't think he's ready to talk about it. But here it is. Everybody's going to ask him questions and he knows it. And he just is so afraid of getting overly emotional. It's going to be a hard dinner party for him. Brooke arrives at the dinner party, which is shocking to everybody. I mean, she left without saying anything. She left the experiment, and here she is at the dinner party. I think Chris is really happy to see her, but just not sure really what this means. He still knows the relationship is over. But it turns out Brooke is not even there for Chris, and that's not a shock to any of us. She is here to continue her mean girl reign. She calls out Stella. Funny, Brooke says there are tons of fake bitches here. She's the fake one. Nobody else is fake but her. Brooke was so mad at Stella for calling her out in front of the group, which she never did. She never mentioned her name. She just said the women in general were jealous of her relationship. And Brooke just took it on as she was calling her out when she wasn't. But here she is, calling Stella out in front of the group. Pretty ironic, don't you think? And she can't even see that she's doing exactly what she accused Stella of. Let's see how Philip handles this situation. I'm always there for men handling it without being aggressive. You know, just putting a stop to it is enough. And Stella has absolutely no reaction, which is the best way to handle any kind of confrontation like this. I love it. She asked Brooke if she realizes how she hasn't reacted at all since she's been talking. She hasn't even said a word. She's a smart girl. Philippe wants to stand up for her, but Stella lets him know quite politely that it's not necessary, that she's got this handled. She appreciates it, but she doesn't need any help. And he acquiesces, he understands. That behavior by Brooke was so gross. I'm so disappointed in myself that I even thought that she was a perfect little princess from the start. Boy, was I fooled. But I think a lot of us were. Her other side didn't come out until, I don't know, recently, I guess. Right after she saw that audition tape of Chris's, she completely changed and became a meaner girl. Of course, then the negative attention is turned on Alyssa, calling her ratchet. I mean, who calls somebody ratchet? Especially Alyssa hasn't done anything. She's done nothing to these girls. She certainly doesn't deserve this. David's pissed. He tells her not to talk to his bride like that. John brings up how ironic it is that Brooke was turned up and disgusted in Chris's behavior for saying that he didn't like fat people. And here her behavior is a lot worse. She's called out everybody and she's made it really personal. Rebecca's joined the Mean Girl Club, as I knew she would, and Grayson tells everyone to calm down. But Brooke can't help but show her true colors. Absolutely disrespectful to everybody and incredibly childish. Of course, our sweet little Luke is not enjoying this at all. He is not a confrontational person, even in his own relationships. And he just sits back shaking his head. Just unbelievable. David is so mad. He is got smoke coming out of his ears. And Alyssa just wants to leave. I'm actually glad to see the side of Brooke. I'm glad everybody's seen it. This is not the Brooke that Chris had fallen for, I don't believe. So I'm really excited for him to see this side of her. I mean, can you imagine having a relationship with this absolute nightmare? She's one way behind closed doors and something completely different in front of people. Chris realizes and admits she's definitely not there for him. She's barely even talked to him. And she just wants to be on TV. Brooke really came there to really drop the mother of all bombs on Danny. He made one comment and she was ready to blow it all open. She had plans to have this conversation in front of everybody anyway. Now, Beck's known that Danny has been kind of making eyes at Gia. She's seen it. She didn't even want to put it out there into the universe, but she was well aware of it this whole time, and she's spoken about it a few times. But knowing that he's openly told Gia, with others around, that she's his type is next level betrayal, and she is so destroyed about it. Beck asked Gia, is this bomb that Brooke's talking about Danny and how Danny likes Gia? And Gia said, yeah, that's what it's about. It happened just on Saturday, a few days before. I believe it happened after their super intimate painting session, which is really gutting. You know, Beck knew from the very beginning that her man had a wandering eye. It's not a good feeling for any woman to have her man doing that in front of her face. And she's called him out on it, so it's not that shocking that he's been checking Gia out. I think we've all seen it, actually, at the dinner parties. At the first dinner party, for sure. It's really too bad this happened. Beck and Danny have been doing so well, but this issue is a destroyer of relationships, and it's better she knows early on, because he's not going to change. So if he's the type that cheats, that has a wandering eye, I mean, why spend any time on this? It's better she addresses it now. Even though Beck doesn't trust Gia, and rightfully so, she asked Danny about Gia's comment, and this made him so mad. He was like, you don't trust me, you'll take her word over mine. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her asking him this, but we know he's not going to be honest. Danny doesn't want to let those girls creep in between their relationship. And Beck was pissed. She told the girls to stop coming for her husband. Whatever he said to Gia that night when he was been drinking doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he cares for Beck. I think they'll be together. I just don't know how long, because this will rear its ugly head over and over again. Thank goodness Julia, Mel, Rebecca are comforting her. Not Gia and Brooke, the mean girls who hated Beck last week. They don't care about her. Danny's concerned about Beck, and he tries to talk to her. But Beck knew Danny would turn it around on her, and he did. He said, I want to ride or die, and you're not here for me. Well, can't you just comfort her in that moment that she was just attacked by the mean girls? You're just so worried about the way you look. You don't even care that your girl is hurting. I believe Beck might have just gotten her answer about a relationship, but we'll see. All right, you guys, this is a great episode. I can't wait to drop the next one, and I hope you all have a really great week. Take care. Bye.